Hey guys, um, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the research project. I know that I've been going through approval forms and looking at them and giving you guys some feedback. I've had a lot of phone calls with you guys this week and trying to kind of nail down those approval forms or approvals of your project. So I think we have some disconnect on understanding how this is all going to flow throughout the class. Okay. Um, Doing your approval form is just the first step in your project. As you know, in this class, the overall goal is to culminate in a finished research project. Okay, so every assignment that we do in this class builds up to that point. Okay, even the very first assignment in building that APA template helps you have a template you can plug your project in. Okay, so that's the intention with this. So. Um, Moving forward, once you get approval on your project now, and if you guys are still struggling with that, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to try to schedule some time where you guys can, like an open time, you guys can contact me next week. But just email me. We'll set up a time to have a call. And a lot of situations have been resolved with a quick 15-20 minute phone call, and it really made a big difference for a lot of you guys. So I encourage you to just reach out to me, and just us having a conversation about it helps a lot. So once your project is approved, and it's important that we do that pretty quickly, because once it's approved, then the next step beyond your weekly assignments is the project proposal. That's due September 23rd, which is coming up. So we only have a few weeks, and that is the first section of the research proposal. Okay, meaning that includes your abstract, your introduction, your research question, which that's what we're working on with the topic, so you can get to a research question. The literature review, that's a biggie. Your methods, in which you guys have been reading the past few weeks about different methods like AB, ABA, learn about doing baselines and then interventions, and then you're going to talk a little bit about your data collection. Just talk about what you're doing as far as how you'll be measuring the paper, okay, or measuring the behavior, okay. So that's just the first part of the research project. Now, all this information is contained in the research project folder under content. You go to content, just where you find your modules, and you see like module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all those. There's a little folder in there called research project. That's where your approval form is. That's where you will submit your project proposal, and there's instructions in there that gives you a specific outline and explains it all, what should be in each section. Now, you're going to submit that by the 23rd. Once you submit, I'm going to take a good look at those, give you guys some detailed feedback. But in the meantime, you guys are going to be moving toward your data collection. So your data collection won't happen like you do your actual intervention until after that point. Okay, so this will be, in the September first part, and you'll have October to work on that. And we can kind of firm up and have some discussions about, if you're doing, say as an example, a baseline and then an intervention, you need to figure out how much time you're going to do that. Is it going to be a week of baseline, a week of intervention? Is it going to be multiple weeks? Enough time for you to collect data that will be meaningful. And I know we're kind of limited on time with this class, but that's our struggle with having enough time. Now, with that being said, you're going to collect your data. It's all good, and then you'll have the feedback back from that first part, that proposal, and then you combine the two. You take the first part of your proposal, make adjustments as needed based on my feedback. You'll integrate your data collection in there, firm up exactly how you did your data collection, your results, and then your discussion. And in your discussions, when you get to talk about, statistical significance, did this work? Did it come out? How did it play out? What were the possible biases and problems with the research? That's where all that's talked about. So that's a really important aspect, because that's how we evaluate our own research. And when you're looking at other research, you can see the issues with that as you're looking at other research projects. So it becomes very important. So like I said, it's all a culmination throughout the class. Everything kind of builds together. So don't jump right into data collection right now because we're not there yet. Okay, we have to go through the proposal stage before we get to data collection. I would even say that I wouldn't start data collection until after the project proposals are graded, because you might have some major changes in there based on what you want to do. I'm going to try to give you guys as much feedback as I can through the discussions. We're going to be talking about some things like that. I've also already posted Module 5 information, so that should help you start working to move ahead. So, but I just wanted to take some time and really talk about how this was all going to progress, so you guys could help you guys understand how things were going to work. So don't get too worried about collecting your data right now, because we won't be doing that until probably about October. So just hang in there. We'll get your approval forms. I will tell you, if you're struggling with the approval, it's not unusual. It happens in research. Your research question and your topic is the hardest part. And I tell you, once you get through this, it will be all downhill from here. We'll get it. The other difficult phase is your methods. And once you figure out your method, then it's smooth sailing. You just got to collect your data and do the project and then evaluate it. So once we get over this hump, I think it'll be a lot smoother sailing going forward. So as I said, please reach out if you're struggling, if you're not sure, if you have questions. If you have received feedback from me on your approval form and it's not approved, you make adjustments, you can resubmit in the same portal, and I'll look at it again. Or you want to talk to me first, that's fine. So just email me and we'll schedule a time where we can call and talk to each other, or we can email back and forth, whichever you're more comfortable with. But you will be resubmitting that in the same portal. It'll let you submit it unlimited amount of times. I set it that way so you guys wouldn't have any trouble in having, only being able to submit 3 times or something like that. So you just submit it right back in the same place that you originally submitted it. So, all right, if you guys have questions, please feel free to call me, email me. I'm happy to help. So good luck, and we're moving right ahead. Take care. Bye.